Go. Okay, I'm a couple of minutes early. Wait and see who all comes in. Oh, so sorry about earlier today, y'all. It's been quite a day, telling you. A little crazy around here. You know how that is. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, sweeties. Oh, gonna wait a couple minutes, see who else comes in. How are y'all doing? I want to finish this album up, get the pages in it. Just really wanting to get it done. I have come up with some new ideas. I wasn't on all week last week. Was our 25th wedding anniversary, and we spent time together. It was wonderful, let me tell you. I had the best time. We're just about done. We're putting the pages in it. And, you know, it's a giveaway. So, it's going to be a beautiful album, and it's going to be the giveaway. Trying to... And it's really come out pretty well so far. I'm happy with it. So, right now, I like to use the red tape. To me, it seems a little more sticky, more strong than the white tape. And I like using the red on the fins for the, you know, for the spine. So we've got to get this on each one of these, front and back. And then we can start adding in our pages. And the pages are done. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm adding to it that's going to be, whoever wins it, they're getting a nice happy mail with it. So, and we're going to start a different one because a lot of our friends in other countries, their papers are different. And some of them can't get the 12 by 12 paper pads. So we're going to do one using, you can use a 6 by 6. You can use the, what is it, 4.5 by 6, I think it is I have, that I've picked out to do one in. And instead of opening this way, it's going to flip up. And it'll be very nice. It's going to have 4 pages, 4 front and back. And then it'll have the front cover inside and the back cover inside. So basically, it'll be 10 pages. This one ended up coming out to, if they do on the front and the back on the inside cover, it's 14 pages. So it's a big one. It's an 8 by 8. If I make bait. Well, hi, Debbie. Your daughter asked if I make what, sweetie? Or she wants you to make a baby album? We can do baby albums. Those are same way. You can add all your pretty little baby stuff in. They've got some beautiful baby papers out now. I've been checking them out because, you know, my kids aren't going to have any more kids, but you never know. So I hope this one goes to a good home. I'm very excited to see who wins it. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's got its flaws, but so do we, right? Well, hi, Abstract Possibilities. Thank you for coming in. Even if you can't stay long, I appreciate it, honey. Yeah, I was supposed to come on at 1, and I'm reorganizing. Well, trying to organize. Y'all know how that is. And I had a beautiful wingback chair that used to be here in my living room, and I was trying to hold on to it because I loved my wingback chair. But I just do not have the space for it. So I called my daughter, and she wanted it, but she couldn't get here until about 1 to pick it up. So that's why I went on earlier, to let everybody know that I would be on later today, because I knew I still had to do some shopping. My birds were out of peanuts and animal cracker cookies, and you know, you can't have Nova and Dolly without their cookies. So had to get that done, and Mom wanted to go to Aiken because we live in Augusta, which is just across the river from Aiken County. But so we went to Aiken, and I went to Goodwill over in Aiken, and I picked up some pretty antique lace doilies that I'm going to get my husband to sign up for that instant ink, because I go through so much ink. It's killing me. And I want to make some paper using those beautiful doilies to use in the albums and stuff, because I'm really enjoying doing the albums. I'm considering, and y'all tell me what you think, not the big albums right away, but like the 5x7s, because a lot of people don't want to do the albums because the spine is what scares them. Well, what if you could buy an album already put together, and all you got to do is decorate it, and it comes with the templates for your mats, for your pages, your belly bands, the front, the back cover, all that. You know, it's just an album, but you got to put the decorative paper on it. Oh, thank you, Steffi. Yes, my space is overtaken. Everything has. It's just, I have no room. And I've been stocking up on my 8.5 by 11 solid papers and the 12 by 12 solid colors and things like that, because I've got plenty. I mean, I have plenty of, you know, the paper pads that are the decorative. So I've got to try and find a place to put all that, and I want to have all of my laces together and the decoratives, you know. I just want to get it so I can come in, sit down, get online with y'all, excuse me, and have a good time. You know, that's all I want to be able to do. Let me see, this stupid laptop is, yes, Stephanie makes beautiful jewelry. You'll have to check her out. Okay, so I've decided this is going to be my first page in here. So I've got to take the insert out. Each one has an insert, and they're front and back ready to go. So I'm going to take those out while we get the spine, get it on the spine. And so I'm going to move these. So we're only working with one at a time, because any more than that, I have no space. Oh, you're making silverware jewelry? My grandmother had a spoon ring, and it was the most beautiful thing. I don't know whatever happened to it. Yeah. I love to watch wire wrapping. I watch Yvonne Williams a lot. She is such a talented young lady as well. And what I'm doing, I pulled the backing off of one side, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick on that one side, so I have just a tiny bit of wiggle room. Now when I put this over the spine, you don't want to go flat down with the surface. You want to stay up just a tiny bit away from that crease so your book can open and the pages can move, okay? So there's no easy way to do this, so y'all can see what's going on, and I apologize, but that's just the way it is. And hold it up, make sure you've got it centered, and push it down, and you'll see we're off of that spine. We're not down on that. So it can, right there, and really burnish it down good. Then we can come in on this side and we can raise that edge up, and you can reach in here and you can get, of course, watch me not be able to do it now, right? Get that, yep, there it goes. Got it started. Get this off of here, pull it out, and then you can press that right down in there. And that has your page in your book. So we've got to do that for every one of these. But just take your time and remember, stay out of that crease. Just come up just a tiny bit above it and your page will move fine. You're not going to have a problem. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are chatting and going to learn from one another. That makes it so nice, you guys. Oops. And the static on them little buggers, I'm going to tell you. All right, I've decided this is going to be our second page, and this is the one where if you grab the roses, you can take these out. It'll still, it opens more. So I had it upside down. So it closes like that, and you still have a tuck spot. And then this side is just plain, so you can put a photo on there or something. And I've got to take the mat out so I can get it down on here. And let's get our glue. I always just about forget the glue, and that gives you that little tiny bit of wiggle room. So if you don't get it lined up exactly where you need it, you're not just automatically glued down. Oops. Let's see, so make sure I'm the right direction. Always make sure your pages are in the right direction, because it doesn't take but a second to put them down the wrong way, and then you can't get them out. You know, you're just there. So let's see. No, Dolly, I don't want none, honey. Alright, that's got that one. And like I said, we're doing good. We're out away from that spine. Just enough. And there's still plenty of room in here for this book, whoever wins it, to grow. Oh, come on. There we go. So just take your time, press it down. And I love this page. You know, it opens there and then it opens there. I love that chandelier. I thought that was so pretty. And with this magnet in here, you can still use it as a tuck spot and your stuff won't just fall out. So. So how have you been doing? Everybody doing good? Oh, come on. Static cling. Oh, my goodness. And all this is, it's a cheap glue stick. I don't even know where it's from. It could be a cheap Walmart, Dollar Tree. Well, Dollar Tree would be Jot. So this one's probably Walmart, you know, where you get 2 or 3 in a pack for, what, $1? Alright, then we got this page. I'm going to take this lace and the envelopes out that's going with them. And the slide out. Like I said, every one of these has that pocket. So you've got, let's see, it's got 6, 12 plus 6 is 20. Not counting the flip out and the tags and all that. You've got so many places in here to decorate and do. You know, to add your photos and whatever you want. Let it fall over and then press down. See how nice? And it's laying really good. But I knew it was going to be, you know, I've put all kinds of little tuck spots and stuff you can add things to. Some of the papers that are left over from the 2 albums, I'm going to include in case you want to match some photos of your own and things. Oh, where'd you order from? Parawire? I know at one time they were having a back order. Okay. But yeah, this is really, it came out beautiful. I love that belly band with that lace. But I knew when my daughter called me and said she wasn't going to be here till 1. And I told her, I said, you know, I go live at 1. And she's like, well, Mom, I can't help it. They had to go down for my son-in-law's child support. They got custody of his son back in April or May. I think it was April. And they've still been taking child support out. And somehow or another, they were threatening to take his license over like $80. And they're like, but we have custody. So they had to go down to the courthouse and get all that taken care of before they could come pick up the chair. And it just took forever for everything to get filed and taken care of. So, and I understand that, you know. I love that trim. And it looks old and tattered in places, you know. It's got a little pocket here. And there's some little pullouts in here that I printed out, little tags. I love that vellum. And there's a magnet in here to help close it. We did quite a few magnets. The waterfalls have magnets behind them. And there's another flip out there. There's another vellum pocket here. And I added some Wink Stella on the darker part of those white roses. I just love this album. I think it's gorgeous. Anybody else fight with the static with these things like I do? Or is it just me? Well, hi, Teresa. Hi, Wendy. Well, thank you, Teresa. It's only my second one I've ever done, so. Second album. And I've made them both with you guys, so that's kind of cool. See if I can get this in there. All right. And if you let it fall over on its own, it kind of adjusts itself for the spine. Okay, let's get this one off, and then we got one more. Oh, come on. You know, sometimes I do fine with this double stick, and then all at once, it gives me a hard time. So let's try another end. And I know it's burnished down plenty. There we go. It started down at this end. I don't know. There we go. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Burnish it just a little bit more to make sure I don't get stuck back in there. It's no fun. Yeah, I'm using the red one. I just really think that the red is a little stronger than the white. It may not be. It might just be me, but that's just my opinion, and you know what they say. Everybody's got one, right? So, okay, and here's this little waterfall. I put a gemstone on it to open. There's a tuck spot back here. Then this opens, and you have a tuck in here. So, and I put some little clothespins, and I made these envelopes. I did the envelopes, decorated them. So, let's get this one on. There's a lot of stuff to this album. Okay. Hi, Dolly. All right. One more piece to get off. And a lot of them, they're good at doing this, so they take both sides of the tape off. And I'm not that good with this tape, so that's why I do it this way. If you're good with the tape, by all means, do whatever works for you. But this is what works for me. So, there's our album. We can get the fold out, the pull outs I'll put back in now. One there. And they all go right back down in there just fine. Let's see. Oops. But there's a lot of it. And you can move stuff around and put it wherever you want it. You know, you don't have to leave it where I've tucked it. But our album is put together. And let's see. I think we'll put another belly band. Where did it go? Over here. Put those and have these back here. You know, and of course I've got all the lace and all the goodies and stuff that's going to go in it. I've got to reattach the, you know, the latch thingy. I've got to reattach it here. but my holes are still here for my thing, because went with the hook and loop. And there's the front. I decided against the tassel. It looked bad, so I'm going to might add a couple of more of the little beads hanging down with the bulb clip. And there's the back of it. And like I said, it's a big one. It ends up on the outside. It is 8.5. I know it's 8.5 by, what is it? 9. And it's got almost a 4-inch spine back here on it. So but there's plenty of room in there to grow. And we did it. We made that one. Well, thank you, Wendy. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Okay, we got this one. Now, in the next day or two, I don't know exactly when, I'll tell you which video that you have to leave a comment, and you have to be a subscriber to my channel. Even if you're international, you still qualify to win this. Now, what I'm going to do, because I do not know how to work that, the number generator, but as people leave a comment, I will write their name down in that order and give them a number, okay? Then I've got a friend who knows how the number generator thing works. Matter of fact, I think Brenda was in here. Maybe Brenda wasn't. Anyway, I'm going to ask Brenda if she will, on a video, do the number generator for me. Tell me the number, and then whoever's number coincides with that, that's who wins this. Okay? That way, nobody can say I played favorites with anybody or anything like that, because I'm not doing the number generator. All I'm doing is having a friend do it, number 1 through whatever we get that sign up for it. And that way, it's all out in the open. Is that fair enough to everybody? Okay. And a lot of this is going in the album. There's going to be flatback pearls, gemstones, you name it. I'm putting stuff in here. Okay, as long as everyone understands and thinks it's fair, that's all I care about. All right, I started to tell y'all a little bit about what I was doing before, you know, I couldn't do my video this morning. People over in, I know New Zealand, I'm pretty sure maybe Aussie, you know, a lot of out of country have a hard time getting 12 by 12 paper pads. And their paper is not 8.5 by 11. I believe it's 8.25 by 11.25. Sorry, I lit me a cigarette. I've been going all day, y'all. So, I'm trying to do an album. They can get 6 by 6 pads. I didn't have a 6 by 6. I happen to have this paper pad. It's the Kirby Teasdale Studio from Paper Studio. I got it on sale. I didn't pay $8.99. I waited and I paid half at Hobby Lobby. And most of the papers in here are oriented this direction, not, you know, this way. So I'm going to do an album that is going to be what is it, 4x6 when we're done. I had some Snickerdoodle cookies. I love Snickerdoodles. From the Dollar Tree, and I took the box. And this album will end up having four, you know, I don't know if they're called signature, but pages in it. And we're going to be able to use one sheet of the 8.5 by 11 to wrap it. And it's going to open the same way this does, this way. And we're going to use, well, I'm going to use, if you have other paper and you're trying to do it along with me, by all means, use what you have. Okay? You know, it doesn't have to be Prima paper to make a pretty album. Okay? My tape is stuck to the album on the bottom. The other album, that's entirely possible. Well, I don't see it. I'll find it later. I know there's one of them. I think that's what fell a while ago. Yep, it did. You're right. It fell off when I was laying it over. Thank you. I'm glad everyone understands about how I'm doing the number generator thing. I do not want anyone going out saying, go subscribe to have at it. She's doing a giveaway. If they're not already subscribed and they don't subscribe on their own, you know, because you guys have been with me for so long, you deserve more of the chance. You know, you understand what I'm saying? I don't want people just to subscribe just to try and win the album. Does that make sense? The other one, it's here. They're both here. So, you know, and that's just how I feel about it. Maybe that sounds mean, but, you know, you guys have gotten me where I'm at and have been there and stuck by me through thick and thin. And I appreciate all of you. So anyway, we're going to cover this. And I'm going to teach you guys over the next few days here and there how to make your templates for albums. It's not hard. Everybody is afraid of the spine. And you know, you can even do just a small one. This one has 2 pages to it. I did 2 fold outs. And it's got a tuck spot here. And I think it even has one. Nope, I don't have one in there. But I put, you know, little tags in pockets. There's a little belly band there with a little thing. You can make something small even to start with. So, you know, don't get overwhelmed. Don't get scared. Don't get worried. If you have a problem and you can't get it, private message me. We'll do a video chat and I'll help you get through it. Okay? You know, my time's your time. I'll tell you that right now. Well, hi, Ann. How are you? Yep. So I wanted to do an album that my friends in international would be able to do and not have a problem finding supplies. Because, you know, they pay so dearly for the same supplies that we take for granted here in the United States. And it's just not fair. Oops. So we're gonna, and this is just 65-pound paper. It's Recollections. I got it at Oh, come on. Michael's. And I waited till it went where they had a 5 for $10, I think it was. So this is what we're going to use. And it really goes pretty well with the paper pad that I picked out. Where did I lay that silly thing? It's got a lot of grays and stuff in it. So I think that'll work just fine. So let's get one piece of paper out, and it's thick enough, it'll be fine with your cardboard. Like I said, if you have an old shoebox, cut it up. You know, if you have to use a cereal box, you know, it doesn't matter. If you buy, because I buy cases of soda at Walmart. Yeah, it does. Thank you, Wendy. You know, the Sam's Cola. And I've cut up the cola 24-pack case and used that cardboard before. You just need something to give you a little stability. And we're not going to have a lot of a hangover to wrap on this ends, on your ends. But you know, by the time we mat it, it'll be fine. And remember, when we actually do it, it's going to be this way, not this way. But we have to, this works easier for me to get it lined up to wrap. So, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of line it up on my mat here. So it's fairly, you know, straight. And then I'm going to kind of eyeball that I'm kind of in the center and off to that edge, and I've maybe got just under 1/4 of an inch, but it'll be okay. And I'm going to mark it where I need this to go down here, and I'm just going to kind of just mark around it. Why not? It's not going to hurt it, and it'll give me a guideline. You'll see. So when I put my tape on here and go to lay it down now, I have marks that I can line up to and know that I'm fairly straight. Then this one, and you want to make sure that you leave a space between these two, but this line here and this line here, you want to be pretty straight across so you're not cattywamped. You understand what I mean? Does that make a little sense? And I'm probably leaving, that probably is about, not quite an 1/8, but close. Just, you know, under an 1/8. But it's going to be enough so my book will open and close real easily. And I'm going to mark that. And let's see. I just prefer marking, so when I've got my double stick tape, I'm not fighting with lining up. You don't have to mark it if you don't want to, you know. But, you know, it'll help me. So, and if it helps me, maybe it'll help somebody else. I'm sorry, Anne. It's probably me, honey. Alright, that looks fairly straight, and I've got about the same amount of room. Like I said, we don't have a lot for our fold over on the ends, but that's okay. Don't worry about that right now. Because by the time we wrap it and then we put a mat, you're not going to see it anyway. Okay? Oh, shoot. See, I wiggled. That's a good thing though. See, I've got my lines already, so now I can just line it back up and go for it. But I got out of my line down here, see? Okay. So this one, they are 4.5 this way, and they're 7 this way. And then the spine is 1.5 inches wide and 7 inches tall. Okay? Been sick and I can't. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ann. Y'all, I'm going to take a break for a minute to sit up my back. You know, been moving stuff all day, trying to reorganize a little bit. Oh my God, you would not believe the mess I have. I have furniture out in the hallway. I have my... Thank God I have this surface to work on because both of my desks are piled. Well, hi. How are you doing, Ash? And I wish I could help you find your glasses. Mine fell off of my face yesterday when I was back in the other room moving stuff. And I'm blind as a bat without them. So here I am, no glasses, trying to find where my glasses fell. It was crazy. My husband come in and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't find my glasses. They fell off my face. I was leaned over doing something and, you know, I got hot and sweaty and there they went. So, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Yes, you hear Nova. Nova and Dolly both have been going at it today. I keep telling them that I'm going to move their butts back to the other room, but they know I'm not going to do that. Let me find my double stick tape and let's get something accomplished. I feel like I have been so lazy lately. You know, with not being able to come on last week. I missed you guys. I didn't even have my phone when we were gone. It was, ugh. But I needed that. I did. I needed that time. It was wonderful. All right, let's get this tape down. And don't worry about being right at the edge. It's going to be wrapped. It's not going to come out on you, okay? I do try to stay as close to the edge as I can, just so I don't mess up. But yeah, I think that paper pad, and like I said, it's what is it, 4.5 by 6.5. So it'll give us a nice little album. Doesn't have to be big, you know. Make it to carry around in your purse. I don't know. You could make one for every little special occasion thing. Might as well get them all done. That way I'm done with this tape for a few minutes. I am not good with the double stick tape, y'all. Just not. I don't know who all goes live this evening. I know I'm not going to be on very long. But I just wanted to show you, you do not have to have the fancy papers and, you know, you don't. You don't have to have a 12 by 12. You can do something very nice with next to nothing. Because not all of us have that Michaels or that Hobby Lobby or that Joann's. you know, right next to us. You know, we have to work with what we got. And most of us can get white cardstock. It doesn't even have to be gray. Get what you've got. Work with what you have. And like I said, I'll show you how to do the spine. If that's what's stopping you from doing these albums, it won't anymore. I've got a fairly easy way of doing, because I have a hard time with numbers too. I'll tell you, measurements are not my friend. And I can measure the same thing twice, know what it is, and still cut it wrong, y'all. Ooh, a snake. Oh, okay. You found your glasses, I take it. And I have 2 pair, and I couldn't find my other pair to look for the pair that fell off my face yesterday. So I've got to find my extra pair, so if I lose them again, I can get them. Because when you can't see to find your glasses, that's bad. Okay. Can't believe I forgot to put that in the middle. But yeah, like I said, you can see this is just a snickerdoodle cookie box from the Dollar Tree. 1 box. I've done the front, the back, and one of the sides. You okay, honey? Okay, y'all. Let's move these off to the side. If I don't forget where I lay them. And let's get one started. I need to get me a little trash bin thingy that I can keep up with for all this tape backing. Like I said, if it doesn't come off one end, try the other. You know, sometimes it's cantankerous. I am so glad so many of you were able to come back and hang out with me for a little bit tonight. And I'll be honest with you, the template that I'm making this book for and this album for is going to go to my friend in New Zealand, Tanya. She's like me. She has a terrible time with measurements and asked me if I would make her a template. And I told her I would. And I'm going to make it and send it to her, and the templates that go with it. See, that's another thing. Once you make your template, you can make as many as you want. Get it down. Oh, we're a little off, but I'm not going to worry about it. Just a teeny tiny bit off right there. But I'm not going to stress it. It won't show. Okay. Who's... Oh, I know. Door's over here. Louisiana. Okay, Ann, you live in Shreveport, Louisiana. Cool. I'm outside of Augusta, Georgia. So we both got the swampy heat. I know today it was so hot. You open the door and that humidity just hits you right in the face. It's, ugh. And people who don't live in a humid climate think that 80, 85 is hot. And it's like, oh, what I would give for 85, you know, when we're looking at 107, 108 with the heat index. I should have added one more, and I'm going to. I didn't put a piece down the center of the spine, and I want to do that. There. I just feel better knowing it's really down, you know? Like I said, my albums aren't perfect. They are handmade. But I make them as nice as I possibly can. I think I got that. Oh, that's Dolly. Alright, see, that looks good. That looks real good. Okay. Yeah, I like the tape too, but the static doesn't like me. And be careful when you use it, because I have a Shih Tzu, and the other day I had covered something in this tape and I wasn't watching what I was doing, and it fell, and it fell right on him, and it got all down in his hair. Oh, it was a mess. But things happen. I trimmed it out, so now he's walking around half naked. Yes, Dolly, look what you did. What did you do? Okay, we're down. Let's get this all burnished. And like I said, this is no fancy paper. It's 65 pound cardstock from Michaels. And that's all it is. And I'm going to go across here to kind of get a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a score going. I still have to trim this a tiny bit. Not a lot, because you still want a nice little bit of a miter. Should be okay. Dolly, you're not dying, sweetheart.
What did you do?
I don't know. What did you do? She'll tell Nova to shut up when he hollers. It's hilarious to listen to him. But yeah, see, we'll just have a tiny bit to pull over. But it'll be fine. By the time we map this, it'll be fine. So don't stress it. I'm going to get them started before I add my tape. We're just going to take our time. Because once we map this little bit of an edge, your mat can go right up to it. Okay? It's not perfect. It's not going to be, you know. But we're working with what we have. And if you don't have the bigger papers and you can't put two together because, you know, you don't have a lot, this will work. Okay. See, I have very little fold over on this end, but it's going to be fine. It will be fine. Don't sweat it. I'm still going to do it. I've got this real thin red line, and that's what I'm going to put down this edge because we have so little over here to fold over on both of these end edges. Okay? I mean, you can use the white, you can use liquid glue and push it down and clamp it down. Sit something heavy on it if you need to. You're not going to see under here. But sometimes we don't have, you know, all the stuff to do. And you think you can't do it because you don't have it. Well, yes, you can. You just may have to figure out another way. But it is possible. And I'm going over that edge just a little tiny bit. So that way, on that fold over, it catches as much of that tape as possible. Hi, Dolly. Are you okay, pretty girl? Okay, now let's get that one down really good. It'll be all right. Usually I start on my longer ones, you know, first. But being as I have so little to work with, I'm working on the side ones first. And I'm going to push it down and roll it in. And that helps to give me that nice crease down here. You can get it and it'll work. Alright, and that's down there. It's down there just fine. It's not going to come back up. And by the time we add, say we're ready to add our mat, you can take a mat and you can go right up to that edge, and it'll be fine. Okay? You'll be fine. Just really burnish it down. Don't worry. See how nice that edge is? You can't tell it. And you won't be able to tell it. Aww. That's the way I am. You want perfect, don't look at me. Just like that album I'm doing as a giveaway. It's not perfect. It has flaws. If you want a perfect album, go enter somebody else's giveaway because I'm not perfect. I've told you guys it has flaws. You know, it's my second one I've ever made. But I'm still proud of it. You know, it's the thing. We look at everybody else's work and we forget the value of our own. Oh, Dolly. I don't know. What did you do, Dolly? Yes, they are something else to listen to around here through a day. Like I said, I have a little more on this end than I did on this end. I'm fine with that. Okay? I'm absolutely fine with that. So, now I want to push these ends in a little bit so I don't have that, you know, the dog ear thing going on. And it's still nice. So, push that in, kind of round it in here, and that way you don't get that dog ear mess left over. Sometimes you need to take your fingernail and push it in, and it's fine. It'll work just fine. Use another piece of this thread. Oh, please, guys, please. Oh. It gets to be a zoo around here some days. A lot of people will put tape here and put tape here. I'm not going to tell you you have to do that. If you don't have a lot of tape, you know, don't do it. If you don't have a lot of tape, don't, and you feel like you're wasting it, don't do it. It's not going to really make that big a difference. I can use a liquid glue, and that's what I'll do. I'll go around the outside of that with a liquid glue because it's going to have a mat over it anyway. So it's not going to come up on these edges. But I do want it stuck down as close to that edge as I can get it. Okay? And it doesn't have to be right up on it either because, like I said, you want perfect. You don't want me. Let's get these down. You guys are fine. Quit yelling. You would know I live in a circus, right? Seems like it some days. I have a menagerie. 5 dogs, 3 birds. I don't know how many cats because we feed a lot of strays. We have deer, we have squirrel, we have raccoons, we have all kinds of stuff. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to use, a lot of people don't have Fabri-Tac. I'm going to use my 3-in-1. It's a little cheaper than Fabri-Tac, you know, but it works. And if it works, you know, you can use Elmer's glue. Use what you got. This is what I have sitting up here right now, so that's why I'm using it. But you don't have to have all the fancy stuff. Okay, pull it over. Okay. Dolly, you and Nova need to calm down a little bit. See? It's looking good. Looks just fine across there. Oh my Dolly. I don't even know what time it is. Have I been on here so long? No, I don't have a monkey, thank God. Well, if you count my husband sometimes, I'm telling you. It's like a big ape, you know? I love him to death. But sometimes it's like having a big ape around. I had a uncle, I think it was, that had a, I think it was a squirrel monkey when I was growing up. And no, I don't want a monkey. Monkeys are not as pleasant as you may think. They can be quite destructive, you know, but anything can. You know, it's just how they're raised and taught. And he didn't take the time to teach the manners, basically. You know, I mean, they can, any animal can be taught to do what you want them to, I think. And sometimes you just got to take a little time with them. Okay, come on. There we go. We've almost got our little album, at least the binding part, cover. I'm having a hard time with this red tape, and it's super sticky. Sticky and staticky. I'm trying to find some more. It's a 1/4 inch. I use a lot of 1/4 inch. Matter, Bubsy. Bubby boy. Yes, Bubby boy. You're a crazy bird too. You're just not as big as the other two. The macaws are molting, so They are not in a good mood. Going through their molt. I mean, they have been not wanting to be handled. They are just not happy right now. Dolly has completely stopped plucking since I've gotten her, which is great. But now she's going through a molt. So, and Nova's molting. I get feathers all over the place every day right now. So, and some of them are their big tail feathers, you know, so they're pretty good size. Alright, let's get the back up on there. We got it. There we go. So, down here. Alright. Go in your spine and work it. Both ends. And start folding it up. Nice. Very nice. Do this end. You want to get that crease so you don't. Okay, I think we can. Yep, there we go. There's the outside. See? And it's just a cookie box. We had a spider monkey and ours didn't look me. Yeah. Yeah, I remember my uncle's monkey because I was little and it would steal my candy. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to share my candy with that monkey. It was my candy. So, I never wanted a monkey after that because it stole my candy. Now, if you remember, we didn't put the tape on this edge of here. It's that wet glue. So that's why I'm taking a little more time to make sure it's down good. But like I said, when we mat it, you know, our mats will go over that. You won't even know it. Okay? And don't worry, this end down here is going to be fine. I'm going to use another piece of this same gray to cut for the mat. Okay? To cover in here. But, yeah, you can make an album out of anything. If you don't have any cardboard and you think you can't find any and you have 12 by 12 paper pads or 6 by 6s or whatever, use the cardboard, you know. You can even use the front cardboard. They're thick enough, you know. Use what you have. Let me get some of this up. I've got a mess. Oh, my. So, but use what you have. Don't go out and say, oh, I can't make that album. I don't have that Prima paper or the Graphic 45. I don't have Graphic 45. You know. I can't get the Prima Fairy. Our Hobby Lobby doesn't sell it, and I don't like to buy things online. I'm real funny about putting my information out. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, just, isn't that nice? And it's a pretty gray, and it's going to go so pretty because it's going to open this way. Your 4 pages will be, and it'll be nice. And like I said, I did mine this direction because my paper is this directional, you know. But that still leaves you a nice area to work on. I should see your craft area. Oh, honey, I turned my living room into my craft room after all my kids were gone and everything. And I still have a craft room in the back. I have craft stuff in the hallway. And I'm still having to try to get things organized and situated, and that's why I wasn't on earlier today. Oh. Oh. Sit up for a minute. But anyway, if any of y'all want to try and make one with me, like I said, this was 4.5 wide by 7 inches tall. This one's 1.5 by 7. And of course, another 4.5 by 7. So if you want to do that, go ahead and you'll be caught up. I don't care what paper you covered in. If you want to make one and you don't have cardstock, cover it in newspaper. You know? I think that's what I'll do one day, is I'll get some newspaper and do a newspaper album. What do y'all think? Oh, you live in one room. Well, my husband and I, we never use the living room because my husband has a big screen TV in the bedroom and his computer. And I was never out in the living room because I was always back in my craft room. So it was just easier for me to get rid of what living room furniture we had. I gave it to my daughters and I expanded out here. Another bracelet listening to you. Oh, I'm so glad, Steffi. I've missed chatting with you. I really have. I enjoyed our chat when you were at your brother's, I think it was. Brothers or your sisters? Because they were moving the chicken coop. I think you were shocked I knew those were silky chickens, but my grandparents had silkies. Yeah. But anyway, I don't plan on doing a lot tonight. I'm going to leave this so this glue can dry overnight. I'm not going to do anything else to it. But your first template, if you're going to make one, and you can always leave it to open this way if your paper can direction that way. Like I said, I'm doing mine this way because my paper is directional. Now, if you have a 6 by 6, you know, you'll probably be able to do it because this is going to end up being a 4 by 6. And the only reason you're at 4.5 by the 7 for your outside is so when you put your pages in, you have that 1/4 of an inch so your pages aren't sticking out of your album. You've got a little leadway in here. You understand what I mean? Does that make sense? So, alright, Wendy, we're fixing to go too, honey, because it is already 8 o'clock at night. I've been on for just over an hour, and I do have a Facebook, and if ever I'm not going to be on or I'm going to be late, if I'm not on by 1 o'clock, I'm going to try and come on at 7 as a standard. But if something happens and I'm not able to come on, I do have a Facebook for my YouTube, have at it, and I'll put a message in there for you guys. Is that okay? Because sometimes, you know, like today, I was able to come on and let y'all know that I wasn't going to be able to come on until tonight. But some days, you know, if I'm at the hospital with my mom or something, she has Crohn's disease, and when it acts up and she's been up vomiting all evening and she gets dehydrated, we've got to go to the hospital. And, you know, may not be able to give y'all that warning. So, but anyway, that's all I'm going to do on this. We're going to work on it some more tomorrow. I just want to show you guys that you don't have to have the fancy stuff to make an album. And you can do it. I'm going to get you through I promise you, you can make that spine. That spine is not as intimidating as you think. And once you see how easy it goes together, you're going to be like, well, why didn't I do that sooner? I promise. Okay? All right, everybody. I appreciate you coming in and your time. I appreciate your thumbs up. But I'm tired too, and I'm going to call it a night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.